So when I go to Facebook doesn't want you starting late.
I think you're live now.
Yeah, we are live. All right. So we're delayed, but welcome everybody. We have in the middle, we got Brad with Firewood in the Furnace and Andrew from Easton Made Wood Splitters on the far end. And we're back. Finally, we've been off for how long did we take off? 2 months, 3 months?
Oh, it's been a couple months at least. Yeah, it was a lot of the summer. Summer was crazy busy. I don't think there was a Saturday that I didn't have anything going on. Even trying to tee this one up, it was, oh no, we can't do that weekend. We can't do the next weekend. We got to do this one or that one.
Yeah, it's still catching the tail end. It's busy. I didn't even try. I'm like, I'm not even gonna. Everybody's busy. Trying to get 3 people organized for this can be tough. That's why the winter's like perfect for it. So
it's a busy time of year right now for me. I mean, it's gotten crazy here in the last couple of weeks. People are starting to feel the cool evenings, and they're starting to panic.
Yeah, that's same here. And we're gonna get. I think at the next week it's supposed to get really cold. So not below freezing, but enough to get people
thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
Hey, there's Chaz Blanford in the chat. That's my tree guy right there.
Oh, right on. He's coming over from Facebook. That's really good to see that.
There we go.
He's not a YouTube guy or really a Facebook guy, so he normally doesn't join in with these things. So that's cool to see him here.
Oh, that's even better.
Well, thanks for coming by, Chaz. Appreciate it. Who we got? We got some early guys. We have Shibe, Iron and Oak, Darren, Bob. What's Ricky's Fire? Oh, Ricky's Firewood.
I got my Ricky's Firewood shirt on tonight, Ricky.
Nice. Who we got? We got Jeffrey. Good evening. This guy was working like crazy today.
Like what? 5 hours of splitting. He had a pile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many guys did you have working with you today, Jeffrey? Looked like you had a good handful anyway. We got James. He's at I forget what fall fair he's at the Demolition Derby. And it's our fall fair this weekend too, but I usually work the beer tent there, but they are all okay there. So I took it off for this.
Well, that's all right. It's nice to get a night off from that. Eh?
Yeah, well, it is
quite a bit with our fair. It gets pretty busy sometimes. So
it's like 700 people in that beer tent in our little small town. It's like ramped and lined up like outside of the fairgrounds. It's crazy. And usually everything is like calm, which is shocking. But yeah, there's Ricky. We got Matthew. What's up? What's everybody drinking?
That's Matt. That's a guy I used to work with in state police. We're drinking Blanton's here tonight.
Cheers.
They're drinking water.
I'm drinking diet beer.
Yeah, no better. Still good. What's the whistle?
It's all good. All good.
We got Firewood Factory Kuma in attendance. Eugene. Well, thanks for coming by, Eugene. Actually, we're getting a bunch of Facebook, which is good.
Yeah, we don't normally get that many off Facebook, so that's really good.
Yeah. So it's growing. That's good. William, Brad, did you get to watch that video on the firewood racks? What did you think of them?
I did watch it. Had a lot of good ideas there and a lot of pros and cons, I think. But he's referencing the racks that help me load my trailer. This past week's video, I'm with these deliveries going, I'm hand loading my trailer every single time, and with multiple orders coming that I'm delivering each day, it takes a lot of time and it wears your body out. So in next Wednesday's video, I've actually got I'm going to talk about that again and the direction I think I'm going to go in. But I'm actually looking around for one of those old farm corn conveyors. I know Andrew there, he makes one specifically for firewood, but not quite in the budget. And if I can find myself a decent corn conveyor to help me load the trailer, then I think that's the direction I'm going to try next.
I know lots of guys that run them and then really like have had really good luck with them and by the looks of it, you look like you're half mechanically inclined. So I'd imagine you could make one run anyways. So
Yeah, I think
you probably do all right.
the only thing that I'm concerned about, watching your videos on your conveyors is that the corn conveyors don't have reverse. So if they get jammed up, it can get a little difficult to free them up again.
Yeah. That's the biggest downfall of it. Like a firewood conveyor, typically like for us, I would never build one that didn't go in reverse.
Yeah.
Reverse is a must. You gotta have it. It's but the corn, like those corn conveyors, like guys use them a lot, and as long as you can keep the wood somewhat clean, like a lot of the chaff out, they'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and if you're throwing in off the pile, like that's all gone anyway for you, really. So.
Yeah, well, my plan is to kind of make a big hopper, like expand the hopper out a little bit for it, and kind of situate the conveyor next to the pile and just knock it in. And I'll still have to do a little hand tossing for the leftover stuff, but it'll take a big bulk of it away for me.
We got Jesse wants to know when they're going to Salvador's.
Well, you give me a second. I'll look at the calendar here, and I'll be able to give you an exact date and time. It's gonna be Wednesday the 5th at around 7:00.
There you go, Jesse. We got Logan. He came over from Facebook. Well, that's good. It's nice seeing the Facebook's things. That means Facebook's obviously working this time, which is great. But Joseph Kennedy, he's looking for lots of people to come to Arkansas. He's got 600 face cord back orders. I've been hearing that a lot lately. There's some people way behind on orders. That's for sure. Being sneaky?
Yeah, sorry guys.
Just like an engine.
Jesse, 4 3/4 hours from Perth, he says.
Yeah, that would be right on.
I got a question for you, Brad.
Okay.
Where'd the name Firewood in the Furnace come from?
So Firewood at the Furnace comes from the area where the yard is. My family's property there backs up to an old iron furnace that was used in the War of 1812 that actually made cannonballs for the war. And it's a historical property. The furnace still actually stands on the property with some of the old, sprockets and mechanical things that they used. The water from the Principio Creek actually fed the water wheel that would run the baffles in the furnace. So that's where I grew up. It's right in our backyard there, and when I was a kid, it was actually a Christmas tree farm in the fields there, and that was my first job I ever worked at, was at the Christmas tree farm.
Well, that's pretty cool. So do they do maintenance and stuff on it to keep it?
They have a property manager and a groundskeeper. They kind of keep an eye on the property, keep it mowed, keep stuff back. They do tours there, but you have to schedule it because there's a lot of holes in the ground, shafts in the ground that can be dangerous for people walking that don't know where they are. So they do scheduled tours there, and it's pretty neat to get a history lesson. I actually have a video on it way far back in the beginning where I actually take the tour, and I did some video on it.
What's that video? Do you remember?
Let me see here. It's way back. I can pull it up here real quick and tell you what video number it was, because I keep all my videos numbered. But that video actually didn't do very well. I guess because it wasn't firewood related, but a lot of people that are into history might find that really interesting to learn about that stuff. It's video number 11.
Video 11. All right.
Yep.
So if anybody wants to see what the Firewood at the Furnace, the blast furnace there that he was just talking about, video number 11 in his. So that should be pretty easy to find. And it's cool hearing the history. I'm guessing that's where that picture came from.
Yeah. Yep. That's the picture. That's the actual furnace.
Neat. Cool. Pretty neat. We got Joe in the house. He was using the Ultra today, doing some bundle grade ash.
I hope he's feeling better. He sounds like he's got some breathing issues going on.
Yeah, that's seems all right if he's working, I guess. But yeah, that's not good. Lying down, and he couldn't breathe.
Well,
Having
that's
trouble
all good.
breathing.
Well, hopefully Joe gets feeling better.
And what else I had? So what's your brag? What got you into the firewood business then? Obviously, you're doing it on your parents' farm property there.
Right. So that's where I grew up. That's where I was raised. And so 2 years ago, 2 years and a week ago, my father passed away actually he had a lot of underlying health issues, but he got COVID and passed away. And my mom had COVID at the same time. And so obviously the whole family was grieving, and we couldn't be inside her house because at that point we still were all very scared of it. You know, we didn't know what we know now. There was no vaccines. There was no, they were still trying to figure out how to treat it. And so we were all gathering around outside every night, you know, sitting around the fire, just trying to, you know, be with each other and grieve and, you know, get through it together. And I didn't have any firewood, so I was buying firewood at the local grocery store in the bags. And, you know, $8 for 4 or 5 sticks of firewood added up pretty quick over a couple weeks' time. And when it was all said and done, I think I spent $300 or $400 on, you know, campfire wood. So I just told myself, this is crazy. I'm going to cut a little bit of firewood because I'm sure we're going to continue to have these fires at night with the family. And I'm going to start cutting. And then I found a lot of peace, and it was almost meditative for me to help me get through this, what we were going through with the loss of my father. I decided to talk to my mom and do it right there on her property because I would be closer to her house, be able to help her with the yard work and, you know, be there through her roller coaster ride of not having a husband in the house anymore of 47 years. And, you know, it just became addictive. I started doing it, and I realized how much I loved it, how much it was doing for me. And actually my first video, I talk about this, and making the YouTube video was actually part of my recovery and part of my healing process, just being able to finally talk about it. And the response I got from that, you know, people supporting me and offering me encouragement, just kept me going. And I was able to find a group of people that had the same thing in common as me, and were supportive and positive. And I was getting away from mainstream media, and it's been a great thing for me. That's why it's still going and growing, because it's been a whole new universe has opened up to me.
Now, is that when you started growing the beard too after video one?
No, I was still a trooper here in Maryland during that time. I was on the motorcycle unit, and I'm big into motorcycles. And, you know, we did a lot of escorts for, you know, the president's Secret Service, the governor, military stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so I got to meet a lot of cool people and see a lot of neat things around the state that I wouldn't have otherwise seen had I not been a part of that unit. But I retired in September of last year. 1 year after my father died, I retired. And because I started the state police when I was 19 years old as a cadet, which is you can't be a trooper until you're 21 years old. So I was actually like kind of riding along with a trooper. It counted towards my time in service. I was a paid employee. But basically ever since I was able to grow facial hair, I had to shave. We weren't allowed to have facial hair. Yeah. So I always said that when I retired, I was throwing the razors away. So that's what I did.
That's a good story. That's awesome. It makes it, because you go back to the first video and you watch like your first few videos, and it's like,
yeah, it's filled in good. Like, it's looking.
Well, he looks like a different person.
Yeah. I tell you what, I've gotten a couple comments from people, I guess, that don't know the whole story and haven't watched from the beginning, but they're, you know, a couple people have made comments like, oh, just because you do firewood, you have to have a beard. Like I'm a poser almost, but no, it's not because of firewood. It's not trying to be a lumberjack. It's just because I can now. So I am.
I'd have a hell of a time growing one in like that. It would take me years.
Yeah. Well, this is officially 1 year and 2 weeks old.
Holy cow!
That's
Wow.
doing good. That's doing good.
Yeah, I did one winter. I grew a beard, and I don't know. I gotta shave it off. It's when you're cutting in the bush. It smells like two-stroke all the time.
Oh
My
yeah,
wife
that's what
hated
does
it.
it for right there.
Oh.
Two stroke and sawdust. That's what turns her crank right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I bet.
So I try to explain to my wife that there's no nerves in the beard hair. So when we're eating dinner, once in a while something will get caught in the beard, and I don't know it's there, and she gets totally grossed out by it. And she's like, "Please get that out of your beard. That's disgusting."
I'll never forget the Family Guy where Peter grew a beard and he had the bird's nest in it.
Oh, geez.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. We got Shibes in the house. Cheers. Woo! So I saw you earlier. You posted and you just came out of the woodwork again. And we'll finally get to this, Andrew, because everybody's asking. Production updates. We might as well do some.
Do we still get? Do we give the update? Stuff seems to be rolling pretty well right on schedule right now. Actually, like a lot of guys that we would have told like last year this time it's going to be 1.5 years, 2 years. They're going to get them like way sooner, like probably by a year, 8 months, I would say. But everything seems to be rolling pretty good. We have the odd hiccup here and there, but not too bad. The hardest thing now is just getting parts. Like parts have been just brutal to get. Like suppliers that we've had purchase orders in for 8, 9, 10 months a year, and not being able to deliver on stuff. That's been our biggest hurdle is everybody else getting us parts.
Yeah, that seems to be across the board for everyone.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it's only been bad the last maybe 6 or 7 months for us.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like before that, like we didn't have too many issues at all, but it's been really difficult the last 6, 7 months just getting stuff, and the price of stuff has been going up and up, just insane.
Oh yeah, it's the same. Bags for bagging firewood. Yeah. It's the same. Like our supplier, they've changed them on how they do up, and now they want you to try them. It's everybody's worried, and then when everybody starts getting worried, instead of buying 10,000 bags, they're buying 50,000, so they have enough.
Yeah.
Then the next guy, they're doing it now. You don't have any, right? I get their point, and we stocked up on some stuff as well, but it's right. You gotta sometimes look out for yourself, but it hurts everyone in the end. We have Mark here. He was getting cut up in the bush with the wild roses. He's a blood transfusion. And they are brutal. We've got some, or I guess multi-floor rose, and it's invasive here, and it's brutal, man. It will rip you up. I got into some stuff. I don't even know what it was a few weeks ago, and it like ripped open my hand, something fierce. I couldn't believe it. Usually we don't have anything that gets you. And this is just between a tree and pushing on it and just ripped me right up. What are you laughing at, Brad?
Shad's comment.
Oh, Shibes. There's Shibe. What's he got? Brad looks like the gym coach from Beavis and Butthead. Kick me in the Jimmy with a beard. Oh, Daniel. Are you all ready for Bunyan, Daniel? Or Donald. Shibe. Why am I saying Daniel? No idea.
That's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Are you coming to the hotel?
I don't know yet. I don't think we're at the same hotel.
Yeah, but you got to come Friday night. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. We're meeting so many friends down there. It's like getting pulled in every direction.
It'll be busy.
We'll see if we'll get over. We got to cross the highway to get to his hotel, which is a pain. It's kind of a pain. I don't think you can walk across there. I'll have to see, but hopefully you get over there. There was another great factory tour that Easton made from Sawing with Sandy, posted this morning.
I don't even know.
I
don't know how I missed it. I haven't even watched it. I'm gonna have to check it out first thing in the morning. I mustn't have the my little bell clicked for Sandy. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw it come up. I just haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Been
Oh,
tied
it
up.
was great to meet Sandy. He came by.
And Sandy's here as well. Hey, Sandy.
Had a great visit.
Andrew and his tours. Lots of tours of that place. Iron and Oak. Andrew, I let Brad test drive the 1222 a few weeks ago. I'm hoping he's sold on one.
I'm telling you what. I mean, I've watched them being used on YouTube, but as good as they look on YouTube, once you get your hands on one in person, it's like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing? So I'm not going to lie to you and say that I might not be pushing some money aside. It's going to be a little while, but good Lord, man, I would up production immediately with something like that. It's just the cycle time and, not having to, Chucks, he'll bring it back and drop it down and just keep on moving. It's just, we put a pile of wood on the ground in front of that machine in no time. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Like until you see one run in person, like see the size of one in person, it doesn't really. The pictures and videos don't really do it justice.
The size of one, the mass of one, and it just looks like a strong machine,
Yeah, it's when I first went to Andrew's yard there and got to stand beside one. It's like, whoa, they're a lot bigger than you think they are.
Yep,
it's crazy.
Yeah, 1222. It's just. If and when I ever upgrade, that's going to be the one.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, they're nice. We got Wayne. Anybody else planning to go streaking across the Paul Bunyan Show infield this year, or just me?
It's fairly cold at the Paul Bunyan Show. I'm not sure if I'm going to go.
Yeah, it's a good excuse that it's cold. Yeah, that I don't know about streaking. Jesse, are you guys in need of shipping contractors? I have a friend that does hot shot with a 40-foot gooseneck with a hydraulic dovetail. He would love to deliver processors and splitters.
Well, you tell him to give our shipping department a call on Monday morning. We're always looking for people. We could definitely keep them busy all of the time.
Have you caught up a little bit on the shipping end the shipping end of things?
Yeah, for the most part, Henry and Kevin are doing a great job on that. Kevin's been a great asset. He worked at one of the local factories here for years and years in logistics, so he knows the ins and outs of that business very, very well. And Henry's really sharp to help out too. So it's that end of it's been really, really good.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked, you were having a little bit of trouble getting guys organized and getting stuff out.
Yeah, and even now, like the shipping rates are crazy compared to what they were. Like what we quoted guys on a year ago or a year and a half ago when they bought their machines, it's gone up probably 60 or 70%.
Yeah.
So like guys that are buying machines now, like we're telling them like absolutely what we think would be like the worst case scenario for freight, and we're hopefully gonna, when we go to ship it, we'll be able to give them a discount on it, right? Or at least bring the freight down a wee bit.
Yeah, that's getting kind of what you got to do. You can only eat so much of the cost.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Chuck, I'm thinking Brad will have to pull some strings and get us off the hook with local law enforcement at Bunyan.
I don't know. I think we're going to have a good time, but I'm pretty sure that we'll all be well behaved and respectful to Dan and his live stream.
Did you hear that, Shibe?
Hey, and I'm not sure if his handler's coming or not. Shibe might need his own security.
Yeah, that's going to be a good live stream. That's for sure.
I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's going to be loud.
If it's the hotel I'm thinking of, I was there the last 19 when we were there, and they were so fun. There was some Karen up in a room like complaining about us talking. We were just talking outside like this. Yeah, some beers were being drank, and they were like coming out, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. It's like,
So it's the Fairfield Inn that we're staying at.
yeah, I think that was the same one.
So the Fairfield Inn, the Tiki Bar or the Tiki Lounge is below that. Is that right?
I'm not sure, but I know that they're supposed to be having an outside area with a fire pit this year, and they're hoping that it's going to be done in time for Bunyan. So if it's done, I'm thinking that's where we'll be set up.
Oh, that'll be good. I'm pretty sure the Tiki Lounge is just down the hill from the Fairfield. We stayed in the Fairfield one year, and then I think the Holiday Inn's maybe across the road there now. But I haven't been to the Tiki Lounge, but I've heard it's worth the visit.
No, the Tiki Lounge is the other side of the highway.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the Holiday Inn, the Tiki Lounge, I think, is across the road from it.
That's right.
It's by the whatchamacallit.
There's a Denny's right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the Denny's is across the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to that Denny's.
And it's amazing, like how much that area has grown up just in the 12 or 15 years that we've been going there. Like I remember the first time we went to the Paul Bunyan show, like it was hard to find a hotel like anywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we usually book our room early just so we can make sure we have it. It's like free cancellation. Why not, right? It hurts nothing and plan later, right? Kind of. But we got Andrew just sell us splitters with a robot to help feed it and take wood away. It's a conveyor.
Yeah, because unless you like that day that we were up at Chuck's running his 1222, it was me, Chuck, Deb, Shive, and Darren from Woodruff Wood. So there was 5 of us there. We had 3 chainsaws running, 2 people feeding the splitter, and the splitter was keeping up with 3 chainsaws. So.
Oh yeah, for sure it would. Yeah. You have to be right on top of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Killen Kinlan makes it hard on the little guy when the bigger companies that can afford it stock up. Have to order 3 to 6 months in advance to extra carrying costs. And you're exactly right. That's
exactly what it is. Yeah.
The strong get stronger, kinda. It's being a little guy. It's tough. That's we're in St. We happen to have someone where we could get bags from that had that buying power, but it's still like crazy, right?
But you can't blame them. I mean, if you're in a business where you're of that capacity and have that amount of business, you have to keep your business going too. So
yeah, that's exactly right. Shibe, love that 1222, but looking at the 24D. That thing
we'll have a 24D at the Paul Bunyan show, and it's worth going to see because they're almost hilarious to watch run, and it's almost like a cartoon when you're watching it. They're so
fast. James Shibe, they use very little diesel too, right? I've been talking to James about that too. He's like, just sips the fuel. Like you're hardly working that diesel motor, right?
Yeah, and they're so easy on fuel to start with, anyways, right? Like.
Eugene, can you lease log splitters? Need one out in Idaho. Been running 2 Country Line, 25 and a 30-ton splitter.
We have a leasing company we work with out of Burlington, Vermont. It's a North Star Leasing. Typically, you'd have to have like a business or like some sort of a registered business to put it under. But if you have that, like they can do a lease on one for you for sure.
Well, there you go, Eugene. Lease one up. You're good to go. Henry's awesome. Only good dealings with him. That's right.
He is pretty awesome.
Shibe, if I have enough beers and maybe half the streaking that is. Oh boy. Jeffrey, Shibe, we ran the 37D at Boonville show. What a machine. And that's for sure. Like, I can only imagine running. Well, I'll be at the show. I'll have to test one out. They're pretty sweet. Matthew, what's the date of the show and who will be going live? October 7th to 9th, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So October 7th to 9th, and who will be going live is Back 40 Firewood.
Yeah, that'll be Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night. And I don't know if I'll be doing a live. If I do a live, it won't be in this format.
I might go live a little bit at the show, just walking around, because it'll be my first time there, just to kind of see things. I'm going to try to make it to New York next year. I couldn't make it. Actually, New York this year was the same day that we were all up at Chuck and Deb's. But next year I want to try to make it up to New York, because this is kind of firewood and logging, if I understand it right. And then New York is a lot more firewood related. Is that right?
Yeah, like Ohio tends to have bigger equipment at it than Boonville, but Boonville is a show like almost anybody can go to Boonville and have a good time. There's big equipment, small equipment, everything under the sun at Boonville.
Yeah, like Ohio, they'll have, a little wood splitter to a $1 million grinder. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool. Like there's some neat stuff to watch, especially those. You can never get too many watching the grinders. I love watching those things spool up. Pretty awesome.
They are pretty cool. I love watching them.
Yeah. Wayne, attaboy, Shibe. The Amish community is going to love it.
That's funny.
That's too funny.
You never know.
Jesse, Andrew, one of your old employees, Mike, is a YouTube star at the Ken White Construction Channel. Knew he looked familiar when he saw him on that channel.
Well, I'll have to check him out, guy. I think Ken White's down the west end of the city here, and Mike's been working for him since he left us. I'm sure he'll be doing just fantastic there, and he deserves to be doing well, Mike. So
yeah, he's KW Construction. It's he's got a pretty big YouTube channel there, and I think he does a lot of he does a podcast as well. For Con, I think it's part of Con Expo. Not 100% sure of it, but yep, another one to check out. We have Richard. Hello from Grandy, North Carolina. Still in the mid 80s here. What's it like up in Canada? We're in the 80s today, if not more.
I'll have to tell you right now. I'll look at my phone. Oh, it's nice out there tonight. It's it's probably about 60 right now.
Yeah, we were probably 80. It was toasty today.
Yeah, it was warm today.
But we're above average kind of now. But
there were a couple of nights there that this week though it would probably be mid 40s. It was probably it was below 10. It was probably 7 or 8 degrees. So
that's when the phone calls start coming in.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I almost lit a fire the other day. It was pretty close.
I've seen a few people. You see the chimney going. I get like in the country, you're in the woods, you're not getting that morning sun. The house stays cool a lot longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Logan, can the 24D or 37D run a 12-way wedge or a 16-way wedge? If so, what's the max diameter wood it will push through?
The 24D won't have the power for a 12-way or 16-way. It's based off the 1222. The 37D will run a 12-way. I've never tried a 16-way in a splitter. I'm sure it would do it, but I don't think it's something we would offer in terms of diameter, whatever you want to put on it. Like ideal, like you can put a 30-inch piece of wood on, you're just gonna have a lot of wrestling to do. Like ideal's probably right around that 15, 16-inch range for a 12-way.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just gonna get a lot of big stuff on the outside.
Yeah, and you just re-split it. It's not something in the world. It is what it is, right?
And then James wouldn't trade his 37D for anything but another 37D. Yeah, they're pretty good. Brad, I hear you mention the corn conveyor. We just picked one up. It's a little rough, but works great. Need to fab up a hopper for it.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on you, Chuck, and see how that works out for you, because I've been doing a little research on other people that have them, and looks like most of them are rotted out and rusted, and paddles broken off of them, chains need fixed, and I don't know. I don't want to inherit a bunch of problems, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money yet either.
Yeah, if you can find a decent one, you'll be doing all right. I think the key is clean wood going on it. Too much chaff will give you problems.
Well, I think just being sensible too. I know a lot of guys that run and have good luck with them.
Yeah. Where's he go? Get another White Claw? Did you hear that?
Oh yeah. It's very close to White Claw. So it's close as you'll ever get to a White Claw, and it still tastes like beer.
I was watching Cobra Kai. The guy sees a White Claw. He's like, "I'll have one of those. They sound manly." Takes a swig of it, spits it out.
Oh my god!
That was the exact face he made.
I had the White Claw. I was drinking the White Claw one. Oh my god, it was disgusting. Oh, it was gross. That's when you know you're hard up.
Dan loved it. So the Eastmaid splitters on the website, are they priced in U.S. or Canadian?
It depends on where you are. Whatever your IP address is will be whatever the currency is. So if you're in the United States, it'll be U.S. dollars. If you're in Canada, it'll be Canadian dollars.
Yeah, which is good. Like, that's fantastic way of doing it. Sawmill with Sandy. Leaves are falling quick here. They're starting to change here too. Where is Sandy out of? Or Sandy,
I think over north, Bracebridge.
Bracebridge, okay, yeah. Yeah, they'll be a little bit ahead of us.
Yeah, he's a little bit further north than you are.
Yeah. Ozark, Firewood, 97 today, Southwest Missouri. That is toasty.
Yeah,
what's it like where you are, Brad?
It's 68 degrees this evening, but it was up in the low 80s today, which feels wonderful compared to the triple digits we were in less than a month ago.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, my mom's at the cottage right now and took a picture of the floating dock sitting on the bottom. We need rain bad up there. Brad, did you get that wrapper put together yet?
Not yet. I haven't got it put together yet. I'm going to hopefully either tomorrow or Monday. I got a busy day Monday. I got 3 or 4 deliveries to do on Monday, and Chaz called me this evening, and he's going to have 2 or 3 loads of locust and oak logs for me. And sorry about that. Locust and loc logs for me on Monday, so I got to try to work all that in. But I am looking forward. I finally broke down and bit the bullet and got that bundler. I'm not using that homemade job anymore.
So where were you when you loaded that up? Like, you just hopped on the forklift like a boss and loaded it.
Yeah, so I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
So the part-time job that I have is one of my good friends from high school, and he owns a dump truck company and a towing company, and I'm the safety director for his business three days a week. And because I've known him all my life, I pretty much have access to all his equipment, the forklifts, the tow trucks, the dump trucks, the skid loaders, all that stuff. So I worked for him part-time for several years, and now I'm working for him again. So I can pretty much, I had that bundler delivered to the shop, and they unloaded it there for me. So I just went to pick it up and jumped on the forklift and loaded it.
I'm like, is he at the place where they make the bundlers? I'm like, he's just like walks over and doesn't even look around to see if anybody's watching. He just gets on it like he owns it.
We're going to come to your forklift.
After I posted that, I was like, people are really going to wonder what I'm doing and where I'm at, because I haven't showed that at any other time on my channel.
I think there's more questions on what else was going on than what was on that skid.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. And Jeffrey says it was 38 in upstate New York yesterday morning.
Yeah, yesterday it was chilly here. Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah. Jesse signing off. Got kids to wrestle into bed.
I know how that is. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night,
Thanks
Jess.
for stopping in.
Yeah, appreciate you stopping by. Eugene, forgive me for asking. I know of Andrew and follow him. Who are the other 2 gentlemen? Well, I'm Skidder Kev. You got a YouTube channel?
I'm Brad from Firewood at the Furnace. I'm just a little teeny tiny firewood guy compared to these 2.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I'm honored to be here tonight between these two.
So, if you're new here, so me and Andrew, we just started doing live streams together probably about a year ago, and then we started bringing guests on, and we just kind of continued from there. So this is kind of what you're seeing is how we've done it in the past, and seems to work pretty good. And get to hang out for a bit, have a few good laughs, and get to know somebody else in the community. It's pretty good. Make lots of good friends this way too.
Yes, sir.
Chuck, need to build some grizzly bars to clean up the chaff before it gets into the stack or trailer, for sure. That's the biggest thing I find. You got to get that chaff out before it's in the pile to keep the moisture out and helps it dry, I think. Sandy, Kev, I see you running that grapple on your skid steer for hauling out wood. Do you like that setup as much as a big skidder? Yeah, because I don't have to get out and set chokers, which is awesome. It for us, it works. It works really well. It's a more versatile machine. A skidder, if you're not skidding logs, then it's sitting. For us, our skid steer, we can go from mowing grass to, leveling dirt, loading firewood, loading logs, to skidding logs. It's kind of do everything with it. So super handy that way. In my eyes, anyway. Can you pull more with a skidder? Depending on the size, yeah. My buddy, same skid steers as we're running, he scaled 1,000 board foot soft maple log with it.
What is that, an SVL 95 that you have?
Yeah, 95. We got a 90 and a 95. 95's got more power than the 90, I think. And more track power, I think, in my eyes. But they work good, both of them. We're happy with them. William found a used conveyor 5 years ago for $1,500. He got lucky.
In good shape? Yeah.
They're out there. You just got to find them. When you're delivering firewood and you're on those back roads.
There's a lot of farmland around here where I live. I'm in the rural part of the state. So I'm keeping my eye open. A lot of them look like they're just sitting, but some people, they're still using them. They're seasonal, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Whether putting up hay or corn in a crib. Trail Junkie, greeting guys from San Francisco Bay Area. I've been operating my 1222 since last January, and I love it. We got a lot of coast live oak in this area. My Easton made rips through it. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for stopping by.
That live oak can be really, really, really nasty stuff. It can be terrible split.
I'm guessing being on the coast, it's going to be pretty stringy, getting beaten with wind.
No worse than sweet gum.
It's sweet gum is terrible stuff. I'm glad we don't have it here.
I avoid that like the plague.
Sycamore. Sycamore is really bad too. I don't like sycamore. It's just stringy, hateful stuff.
You guys, you don't have any sycamore up there, do you, Andrew? You're too cold. Yeah. Okay.
No,
I didn't think so.
Sycamore. We don't have any sweet gum.
No. So real quick, go ahead.
We'll get elm and like yellow birch. Yellow birch can get really, really nasty. But we don't get like a lot of the really, really hard to split species where we are. Like even like white oak, like it'd be odd for us to have white oak where we are.
So going back to we were talking about the furnace earlier about the name of the channel. Yeah. They actually intentionally planted a bunch of sycamore trees around the property of that furnace because apparently they absorb soot and the smoke and I guess everything from the furnace. They're like a dirty tree. So they planted those intentionally actually to soak up a lot of the soot from the furnace. I found that interesting.
That is pretty cool. I've never heard of that before.
I'll have to look into that and see what that says. I never knew that either. Song with Sandy's west of Algonquin Park is the easiest way to put it.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yep. Matthew, Eugene, good question. I know Brad, but not the other two. I guess I didn't do a very good introduction. I'm fired.
I'm just some monkey sitting here, so don't worry about me. I don't even do firewood, so.
No, but you help a lot of people do firewood.
Yeah. Joseph 90 here, and he is Arkansas, I believe. Man, that's still toasty.
Yeah, that's getting warm, yeah.
We got Jeffrey. Sorry I'm late, boys. No problem. No worries. I was wondering during the same thing about Brad and the forklift. Yeah. Oh, see? More you got more questions than the one you thought it'd be.
Yeah. I tried to do a real quick video on that. I guess I should have made it a little longer and explained myself a little more.
It's like what we were talking about before we started the live stream. It's like, I did a video. Can you talk and tell me what you're doing?
Right. It was originally supposed to be a shorts video, but it was longer than a minute, so I had to make it a regular video.
That's kind of where I thought you were going with that when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Matthew, Brad, you gave it away. I didn't know what it was. What it was you got. A new bundler. Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's your next video coming out on that?
It'll be in a couple of weeks because I'm a video or two ahead right now. But bundles are the evenings are getting cool now, so campfire and backyard fires are getting really busy. And actually, I had a customer call me tonight that stopped by my bundle stand and said, "Are you still doing bundles because it's empty?" And it was half full earlier this afternoon. So somebody cleaned me out. Luckily, they weren't too far away, and I ran over there real quick and met them and fixed them up. So
that's good. Eugene says, I was bragging to my brother about Andrew and what a big deal he was like, wait, who are the other guys? That's pretty funny.
I'm not a big deal.
Yeah. No. Neither am I. Andrew's the only big deal here.
I don't think so.
Ozark, it's no hockey night in Canada, but it's pretty good. Hockey night in Canada is not the same without Don.
No, it is not the same show.
That's for sure. Shibe, phone's died. Need to charge it. Be right back.
I think that was the best part of hockey in Canada was listening to Don Cherry ramble on. Whether he was politically correct or not was a different story, but he did a really good ramble.
You people.
Yeah, you people really messed it up.
Don't get me started on politically correct.
I can just imagine your line of work, that would be something.
I pay your salary.
Yeah.
I can just imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would have done that for that many years. Oh.
Well, I can tell you
that would be tricky.
The job from when I started to the job when I left was two totally different things.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Well,
I have a couple of buddies that went through, like up here they call it police foundation, like police school or whatever, and it's very, very hard to get onto the OPP here. But it's the same idea. It is you can go and be an auxiliary or like a cadet or whatever. And I have a bunch of buddies that after doing it for 2 or 3 years said that's not the line of work for me.
Yeah, it's a lot different now than it used to be. I mean, I won't go down that rabbit hole, but a lot of things have changed.
Yeah. I've even seen it like in this industry, like the difference in people, I guess, like in what they expect out of you.
Yeah.
And it's been a big shift in people the last decade for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why this community here that we're in right now is so tight, because we like to work. We're self-motivated, and we're just people that want to earn an honest living and reap the benefits of our own hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you feel all together. You feel at home, like everybody is.
Yep.
Everybody's family, for sure. that'd be awesome. We'll finally, instead of talking like this in a few weeks, get to actually meet each other in person.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. So
I hope you can make it, Andrew. I hope they open up the borders and you can get down here.
I'm really hoping I can make it down to the Paul Bunyan show. Like right now, I'm not able to go because I have not got a vaccine, so I can't cross the border right now. So I'm kind of that was pretty well the only reason I wasn't in Boonville. Originally, the wife was supposed to have surgery right around this time. They pushed it back into the winter, so we're pretty well wide open to go if we can get across the border.
Are they gonna open them? You think? I know you said it before we started that they were talking about it.
Yeah, Canada was talking about dropping everything. Like we have like an Arrive can app that you have to fill everything out. They're talking about dropping, and normally whenever they've kind of talked about it, normally within a couple of days it happens. So coming back into Canada is really not that big of a deal. I think you can kind of get back in and not have too many repercussions. It's come across in the United States if they drop their restrictions at the same time, sort of thing.
Yeah, like kind of the last thing I saw them talking, they were talking like, hey, it was great. We saved all these people's lives and now we're going to open stuff up. Like that's kind of how it comes across. Like things are going to open up. We had to do this for a reason, they said. And so they're kind of like just summing it up why they did. And now they're going to open it up. So I'm confident they probably will too.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they do it in time for the Paul Bunyan show. I think a lot of the congressmen and the MPs on both sides are all like for tourism and stuff are really pushing for it, right? So
yeah, and for tourism you're a bit late on that for the summer, but it still should be open and enough's enough. Let's get going here. Right?
Well, even us going south, we'd normally go to Florida for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks in the winter, right? So.
Yep. Yeah, I guess that kind of threw a wrench into stuff too, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the 24th they're supposed to make the decision.
Oh, that'd be good.
I think that's when it was supposed to be too. So probably you hear more next week what's going on. But for those, I'll be there. Brad will be there. And there's
Easton will be there. I just don't know if it will be me in person or not.
Yeah. But there'll be Jeremy will be there. Jeremy's going.
Jeremy will be there. Jerry with a G will be there.
Yep.
My old man will be there. Brent will be there. Cindy will be there.
Yep.
I think Patty and Jeff are planning on going.
Yep. Yeah, Susie's the wife's been talking with Patty and making plans. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So it's going to be good. Like I said, meeting everybody on here is going to be pretty awesome. So. Yeah, that will be good. Jeffrey, I'm more excited than a pup with 2 peckers to get out 24D in the spring.
He's really going to like that. Those 24Ds are awesome.
Yeah, Chuck, agree on the sycamore, nasty stuff. Now I think we've had sycamore come in, but it was like tree service a long time ago. Like we don't get it.
Yeah, we don't see it hardly at all. I don't even know what else we would have that would be.
Yeah,
like hard maple can be tough sometimes. Like it's not like and like typically most wood that you split for firewood that makes good firewood is easy to split.
Yeah,
like stuff that typically doesn't make good firewood is typically not nice stuff to split in the first place. So it's kind of the trade-off. So
yeah, like. It's weird. They just redid one of the kids' parks here, and they planted tulip poplar. I'm like, tulip poplar isn't native to our area. I'm like, why did they do that? It didn't make any sense.
I don't even know what a tulip poplar would be.
It's Indiana's state tree, I think. Pretty sure. And it gets like this big flower. I'm positive a big flower on it when it buds. Yep. You know what I'm talking about, right, Brad?
Yep. Yeah, we have it here.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've planted them here. Like maybe down in Niagara they get them, but not up where we are.
It's not really good firewood.
No.
I mean, it's good to mix in with some campfire wood for outside because it has a nice big flame and it burns pretty well. It dries super quick, but it burns like paper.
Yeah, once it's dry, it probably goes up quick. Eh?
Yeah.
Logan, broke a weld in my box wedge splitting a 24-inch sweet gum round.
Huh. I'm surprised
Yeah,
I'm even surprised he break a weld on his box wedge, if anything.
Yeah. Joseph, we log out Sycamore and sell it for veneer.
Huh.
Does that stay in the country, or are they Sycamore veneer like an export log? Interesting. We have Daniel, soaring really late. Good evening, everyone, from the Pacific Northwest.
What's happening, Daniel? Good
How's
to see
it
you
going?
here,
I think he just got his new machine too, did he not?
I don't know if he got it yet, but I know he's been looking forward to it.
Something our back 40 Firewood's been pulling a fast one on him or something. I haven't caught up on my videos yet, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Living the dream. Andrew, is it possible to purchase a splitter that you bring to a show and display? This saves a few bucks on shipping.
Yeah, we can do that. Typically, like, you have to call, like, if you want one for the Paul Bunyan show next year, or like Boonville or one of the shows, you best to call today. Because normally, they're sold out really quick. I don't think
It sounded like today was yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, like as soon as we knew that we were going to the Paul Bunyan show, I think Jerry had all the machines sold that day.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Handy for you guys, so you can.
Oh, it's really good for us. Like we used to try and take a couple to the show just for the sake of bringing them down there, but we don't even do that anymore. We always have them sold ahead.
Yeah. Daniel, Andrew, could you put the log lift on the other side if someone needed?
Oh yeah, I know we've done that a bunch of times for guys that want one side or the other. We've done that. We try and steer you away from it just because, like, in terms of production, kind of throws a wrench into things for us because we have to make like a different set of log cradles, a different set of this. Where like we wouldn't normally do that. So it's just more planning on our end, especially at the rate that we move. It's very difficult to catch that. So we try to deter you from it if at all possible. We can do it.
Yeah. Eugene, much respect to anyone that shares the same passion for firewood as I do. I think majority of the people in here are, you can say they're all in the same boat. Ozark, Don Cherry was the best. Haven't seen the show in almost 28 years. Wow. You must have been watching them with the blue suits on. The blue jackets, like the baby blue jackets.
He must be watching Rock'em Sock'em.
Jeffrey, can't fix stupid, but you can numb it with a 2x4.
Absolutely. Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And Matthew, agree, Brad. Entirely different world nowadays. 1 year and 14 days. I'm eligible to retire.
Yep, but will he is the question. Guess it all depends on the environment.
Yeah. Jeffrey, you said it, man. Nobody wants to work anymore. I agree, but if you find someone, you got to train them. I think that's the way. You just got to treat it different. It's not like the old days.
Yeah, way different. I mean, people come in and they feel. I don't, like I said, I don't want to get down this rabbit hole, but people feel entitled, like you owe them something. Like, you're coming to work, I'm giving you a job. You need to, work hard, earn your money, and help be a part of this team.
Yeah, I don't care if you want to come and work, that's fine. I'll help you. I'll train you. I'll teach you. But you got to be willing to listen and want to learn. That's it. If you don't want to learn and you don't care, then I'm not going to waste my time, right? But other than that, I am glad to have help. Like, our industry is just, like, especially on the logging side, is just hurting. You can't find anyone. We were talking about podcasts. One of the ones I listen to is Aaron Witt from BuildWitt. And his biggest thing in the dirt world is finding guys to work. And you got to put the work in to get your guys. That's what nobody wants to do, right? So you got to change kind of the whole system on how you do it.
You really do. Like I've been really lucky that I've got a really good group of guys, really good group of tradesmen, and it's kind of weird because I find that a lot of today's society, like I know if I go to do something, I want to be the best at it. I don't care if it's building wood splitters or doing whatever. I want to be the best. I want to do as good as I can at something, and I want to be on that top tier. But it seems that there's so many people now don't have any interest in doing that.
Absolutely.
Like,
I'm surprised, like, to hear that across the border, because it's the same exact way that I feel things are here. I know we're not super far away, but it's just having some pride in yourself and pride in your work. I think it's so spread so thin now.
It is, and like I golf a lot. Like I really enjoy golfing, because I find golf as a sport where like you don't beat anybody, you beat yourself. Like
Yes.
You want to do better than you did the last time, and it's the same as like the wood splitter business. I don't care who else is in it. I really don't care at all. Honestly, I just want to make sure that what I'm getting tomorrow is better than today. And I just want to do it better than what I did it yesterday.
Yeah.
And like that's all you can do. But there's so many people that don't want to do that. That don't seem to want to challenge themselves. That don't want to. I don't know what's happened to that.
Yeah, it got lost somewhere. Somehow. I don't know. I think there's just got to be more of an effort put in. As we all get older here, it's the younger ones teaching our kids, like you're having your kids helping you, Brad, and teaching them. That's one of your main things. That was in your first video. You want to, you got to work for $1. You got to learn how to earn it.
Well, I think after you earn the dollar, and if you're saving for something or trying to purchase something that you either want or you need, if you worked for that money and were able to purchase that thing, you're not only going to appreciate it more, but you're going to take care of it better, and you're going to absolutely have more pride in it because you worked for it. If somebody hands you something, I mean, what sense of pride does that give you? You haven't done anything to earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been no effort put forth for it.
Yeah, that's the way I was taught. I wanted new goalie pads. Well, I saved up for them when I bought them, and I took care of them. They were mine.
Yeah.
Something happened to them. It's my heart. It was hard-earned money. It's got to take care of it. But Ozark, I had a suit jacket like Don Cherry style when I got married. It disappeared, never to be seen again. I love that thing. It pissed everyone off.
Hey, he got married, then it disappeared.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm going to be out of town, honey. Oh, okay. Boom, jacket gone. Yeah. Eugene, where can I buy a hat, Andrew?
We honestly don't sell them. We've been talking about opening up a store or like doing like an online store with them. We just never have. I have no idea why.
I've got a question. Is it okay to own an Easton made hat if you don't have an Easton made?
Oh yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Mike DeFabor, Elm for tough splitting. Yeah, it can be tough splitting.
Yeah, Elm can be nasty stuff.
Yeah. James, Ash has been bucked for a few years, hard as a rock.
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow.
I've got some free service stuff like that they took down in the city, like stuff that was out in the open, like dried up stuff, and it's like splitting a rock. It's terrible stuff to split.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if you get a piece of ash that they grew out in the bush or something nice and straight, you just fly through it. But like, you get something that was out in the open and dried up, and it's like a rock.
You got a lot of dead ash around here right now. A lot of it.
Yeah, that's like all we cut ash, which will be coming to an end soon, I'm thinking. It's getting to a point where it's no good.
I wonder if it'll ever come back. I wonder if there's any saplings anywhere that
They say it could. Like when we cut these bushes, like all the ash is dead, but the saplings coming up, there are hundreds of them. So it's there. Can it survive?
Yeah, well, the ash beetle, I think it's kind of like migratory, isn't it? Because it's moving south, it seems like. It was up in Pennsylvania, and we had all these moratoriums and all these rules and restrictions that you couldn't transport across state lines because they were worried about the ash borer being in Maryland. But, they fly. I mean, it's going to be here anyway. But they seem like they're moving south. So once they consume the majority of what's there and they move on, does that give the chance for the saplings to recover? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like anything under, I think they said 4 inches. That usually they don't bother. It's not big enough, or there's not enough cambium layer for them to get into. But I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell on how it may just be like the elm with Dutch elm disease, and you get some big ones here and there, and most of the time they stay kind of small. We got tulip poplar makes good lumber, which is a huge, like Indiana being the state tree. They cut, if you watch Logger Wade, he cuts a ton of tulip poplar.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's like, it looks green inside almost.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I didn't know they call it. I didn't know they actually had a tulip poplar. We just thought it was poplar.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean though. It's a weird, and then I've seen it where it's the poplar's purple on the inside of it.
Yeah. I think that's just mineral.
Yeah,
mineral. I think calls it. Yeah,
where it is, eh?
And once you split it, it turns brown almost like very quickly.
Is that right?
It's almost like walnut. Once the oxygen hits it,
it
changes color. Cool. Chuck, tulip poplars, yellow poplar, big flowers, grow straight and fast, great for paintable trim, lousy firewood.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if it's like the poplar that we have here. If you drive a nail into a piece of poplar here and it dries out, you're never getting the nail out of it. It fucking stays there.
Daniel, not here yet. Get it Monday or Tuesday. His new splitter.
Yeah. I knew it was close.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to sleep? James, saw a great video about the new parts on Daniel's splitter. Looks shiny. I haven't seen. I got to catch up now. This is like a tease for me now. Albert, I used to have all the Rock'em Sock'em videos on VHS.
Oh, me too. I had all of them.
Yeah.
I had every one of them. That was always my Christmas gift.
Yeah. Yeah, now you just go on Facebook to hockey fights.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was talking Rock'em Sock'em earlier.
Yeah.
It's funny how you got so excited watching Rock'em Sock'em, the year's worth of hockey highlights, and now they're right at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jim Barry, no need of thinking of retiring if you love what you do. Keep cracking and stacking, fellas.
That's true.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with retiring, though.
I work harder now than I did before I retired.
Probably.
Eugene, that's why I pay based on production, not by the hour. Can't stand when a guy hustles me on his hours, but on his phone a third of the time.
Yeah.
Yep. Good way to do it. You probably get more work out of him that way too. Chuck, been looking for help on the mill. Can't find anyone who wants to work like that. A shame when Deb can outwork these young guys.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny because there's probably three ladies running sawmills, and they can probably outwork all the guys on these sawmills. Like, it's crazy. And they're not young. And good for Deb and the other ladies doing what they do. Like, it's impressive. There's a generational change in work ethic, and it comes from affluence of society. And you're right, Jim. But you work with it, and no point in bitching about it if you can't change it. You know, you might as well try to change it. People just want to become TikTok millionaires. Work is too tough when you're soft. Are you a TikTok millionaire yet, Andrew?
No. I have started doing the TikTok though.
It blows me away, some of the videos that you see. Like, it's like people do this, like, just make up videos of like stealing, like how they like set up videos.
Absolutely staged. I mean, the stuff that my kids watch, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It's just.
Well, there's some pretty ridiculous ones there, I'll tell you.
It's like always, I know everyone has a camera, but when the camera is focused on that person, on what's happening, like, and no one does anything about it, I'm like, that's staged.
Yep.
We got Ted in the house.
Hey, Ted, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
As a grandfather, I'm struggling to win out against Minecraft.
May the force be with you.
So
don't forget about Roblox.
Oh gosh, well, Roblox is out of the question in my house. I got outlawed along with whatever that other game is that they play with all the dances and stuff. I don't even know the name of it, but the rule in my house is 2 hours on video games, and you're done for the day, unless it's raining outside. Walk out the door. There's plenty to do outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good rule. You got to get outside time.
Yep.
And you got the perfect jobs for him out there, too.
Yeah, I got plenty of work for him to
do. No shortage. I can make work.
That's right.
Yeah. The pandemic and the lockdowns caused a lot of people to reevaluate their working lives. Many people moved from big cities and low-paying service jobs to other areas for different jobs. Yep. And now a lot of people don't want to go back to work. They want to work from home.
Or get a check every month without working.
Yeah, true.
Be quiet,
Brad. Like you look at job postings now and they're like, you have to work in the office, no working from home. Like, it's crazy.
It takes a special person to be able to work from home and stay focused. It's very, very difficult to do.
Well, you know, my sister-in-law actually works from home. She works for a credit card company. And she said that she actually gets more work done at home because she works during times when she would normally be home from work. So, you know, I guess that's all your mindset and your work ethic and the pride you have in your job.
Absolutely. Like, I know myself. Like since we moved into town, the last we moved everything over in like November, December. I've actually had time. I have a weekend now. where before I worked every weekend because I just walked out the back door.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and not do anything. I may as well do something productive, right? So,
yeah. My wife, she works from home. She'll go in the office once in a while, but same thing. She'll do more work now at home than she would in the office, right?
Yeah.
You know, that half an hour, 20 minutes driving home. Well, she's working that time till, right? So, yeah. We got Jeffrey. Good night, lads. I'm getting old.
Have a good night, Jeff.
He's out. Good night, Jeffrey. And Daniel, Saw Surgeon, good luck with that challenge. My 2 kids are into video games, and I'm bored with them. I'd rather work or sit by the fire pit with a good drink. I'm with you, Daniel, on that. Get that fire pit fired up. Stan, Western New York, sapling's going nuts. So
ash.
Yeah. I think they'll come back, but it's just you got to get I think it was one of the Pennsylvania universities. They thought they had one that was immune to it. They were trying to get the seeds from it, and
wow.
Yeah, they had like a whole plantation get wiped out, but one tree. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
That would be neat.
I haven't. I was probably a couple years I heard about it, so I don't know exactly what's happening with it. But Albert, believe it or not, there are tons of ash saplings in Niagara, and I believe it.
Good.
Yeah. Saw Surgeon, howdy Daniel. They don't have access to video games at our place, but their motivation to actually accomplish something has dwindled. Dragging their feet with their head down, going outside with you.
my boys play video games quite a bit, but they'll you tell them it's time to go outside. Normally they're more than happy to go. So
yeah, if it's bad weather or raining or just nasty outside, I give them extra time, but you can't take all the outside time away.
No, we're the same. It's time to put those down. Let's go outside. Like, you're gonna get rain days, and that's when you can sit down and play that.
I definitely played my fair share of them when I was a kid. I kind of, by the time I was 14 or 15, I grew out of it. I haven't played a video game since. I don't play. But
yeah,
I can't even play them nowadays. I try to play them, and I'm lost.
Oh yeah, like I used to play a mean GoldenEye, and I don't even know what to do with it now.
Yeah, things have really changed. I pulled out the old original Nintendo from my boys.
Yep.
We actually got like a little box. It's an original Nintendo with all of the games on it. I don't know how many games are on it.
Yep.
But like I'm sitting here playing like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. The kids are, Dad, what are you doing? This game's silly.
Yeah. It brings back a lot of memories, but then you realize how far the games have come from what we thought was really great.
Especially when you figure out the trick and punch the fat guy in the stomach.
Yeah, with the little cross on his belly.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. I haven't played that in a long time.
Or Excite Bike. Excite Bike was another good one.
Yeah, just don't overheat.
Oh, you don't want to overheat. No, stay in his lab.
We got Outdoors with Andy. Hey everyone. Well, thanks for stopping by, Andy.
How's it going, buddy?
Thanks for coming out, Andy.
Garney, question: what are the chances we woodhounds load up a barge with firewood and ship across the pond to help out our fellow Europeans? Think of the media that would bring. They got bigger idiots I see than us. Yeah,
that's bigger idiots in charge than us, I'm assuming.
Yeah. In charge, you're right on that. Yeah. You'd have to kiln dry a lot of wood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of that stuff's coming from over there anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. Andy, the 4 and 6-way didn't see any need for anything bigger. Oh, sorry. This is what he got for what Daniel got for wedges.
Oh, he'll have good luck with that.
Yeah. Brian, good evening, guys. Thanks for all the updates, keeping us informed. Great community. Well, thanks, Brian.
Thanks for coming up, Brian.
I haven't talked to you for a while. Hope everything's good with you.
Awesome community here. It's cool because when you like being on here tonight, I'm seeing some new names. A lot of names I'm familiar with, but some new names. And no matter what channel you are or where you're from, this community is just it's pretty tight. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Especially you're going to see it really come together when everybody can get in a group. Yeah. Speaking about that, did you get a booth? I thought I heard you got a booth at the Bunyan show.
Me or Andrew?
You. No, you, Brad.
No.
Okay.
Frickin' Jeep has a channel, and his name is John.
Yep.
And he's got booth number 100, so we're all going to kind of congregate around that booth.
Okay. So he's 100. That'll be down in the infield then?
I'm not sure where it is. I just know it's booth 100.
Yeah.
I think we're going to try to, organize some times because I obviously want to walk around and see the show, but I want to meet people as well. So we're going to try to organize some times where we can be there and meet people and give away some stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in for your first time being there. Even after that, you got to step away and walk around, and lots of neat things to see.
It's a busy show, like from a exhibitor's perspective, like from our perspective, like it's run like all weekend from the time you get there to the time you go till time you go to bed. It's run. It's a busy weekend.
Yeah, that's for sure. The last time 2019 I was down there, I was at Andrew's booth to stop and see him. There's like a lineup of people waiting to talk to him. I'm like, well, I'm not going to wait in line for that long. So I eventually got to meet you at the shop, but Andy, nobody wants to work anymore, let alone doing firewood. No. Jeffrey, Patty runs the 22-28 better than most guys. The cell phone has destroyed the workforce.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even think I got my first cell phone until I was 22, maybe 21. We didn't even have a telephone. So somebody wanted to get a hold of me, they had to call Stacy. Seriously. we didn't even have a phone.
Oh wow. I was probably the same. I was probably 21 when I got my first one.
I guess it was I graduated high school in 96, and pagers were the big thing. If you had a pager, you were cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were looking sharp then, yeah.
Yeah.
You get that page and head to the payphone.
Yeah.
You remember the old beep phones, the mic phones?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the Nextels. That's what we had.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, they were pretty reliable though. I mean, that two-way radio feature was nice.
They were great.
Eugene, my kids watch other people play games on YouTube. I just don't understand.
Exactly.
I don't get it either. I have no idea why they do that. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Oh, my oldest went through a phase of doing that. Now he just plays, but yeah, he's watching it. I'm like, really?
I think that's like a pretty large community in YouTube in itself is just people playing video games.
Huge.
Yeah.
Like I know the one guy that Lanky Box the young lads watch. I think he's got like 50 million subscribers or 60 million subscribers, and it just these two guys that scream in high-pitched voices playing video games. Enough to drive me nuts.
Yep, my son watches it when he goes to bed at night. I'm like, turn that down. The guy is just screaming.
I don't even know why he's so excited.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's probably the same guy we're talking about.
Oh, it likely is. If you heard it, you never forget it.
Yeah.
Is he the guy that like smashes his computer desk and stuff?
I don't know. I don't watch it. I just hear it.
I've heard one guy. Well, the guy I'm thinking of, he swears a lot though in his.
No. These guys are pretty tame and mild.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's two different people then. Yeah. Dad says it's tough to watch some of the younger generation work. There's very little determination and push. No shame in being at work. No competitive spirit. Yep.
And that's exactly it.
Yeah, he hit the nail on the head there. They grow up. There's no reason to be competitive.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Yep.
You guys are taking me down this wormhole tonight. I try.
Well, you keep answering. I just keep throwing them up, and you keep hitting them.
I know you're going to get me fired up, and then
I'm trying because that makes good video. Don't you know?
Yeah.
We got sandwiched in the middle here.
So real quick, I'm not going to go too far down this hole, but like the whole football thing, right? Like I use this as an example. Like football is entertainment. It's supposed to be for entertainment that brings people together, that you can escape all the stress of your work, all the stress of your life, all the stress of whatever you have going on. Everybody can get together and enjoy a football game, right? So when they brought all that into it, when they brought all the politics into it, it just ruined it. And it's like, that's the reason people watch football, is because they can escape all that. So that's kind of like why I started doing YouTube and getting away from mainstream media, just to escape all that. So I try not to get involved in this stuff on here.
Oh,
And then you've got a really, really, really good point there. Like that's like there's just no place for it, right? You may as well.
yeah.
And then the part about all of this that drives me nuts, that drives me right up the wall, is why can we not just get along?
Yeah, right.
Why can you not just respect somebody else's point of view or their decision or their beliefs, and just respect that?
Yeah, you do you. I'm doing me, and we can both like not care about that.
And
But I have an
just
opinion.
be thankful that we're different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
everybody
don't
thinks,
understand that. I have no idea where the respect in the world has gone, that you cannot respect somebody else's opinion or their point of view or what they're doing or what's happening.
Yep.
It's nuts. And the firewood groups are a really good one for that. Like you get on the Facebook firewood groups, and like there's no respect for anybody. Like why would you not? How are you not taught that?
We should probably change the subject.
Oh yes, a good idea.
I'm just gonna say this. It's probably because no one is face to face, and they're sitting behind a screen.
Yeah.
Is probably the biggest reason. But we got Outdoors with Andy. Have you had a chance to play with the new toy, Brad?
I have not. It's not even put together yet. I haven't even taken the shrink wrap off of it. I've been really busy with deliveries and really busy with processing wood. So I'm hoping early this week. And I kind of been waiting because I want to make a video of it. Because I've been using this, homemade deal that I made in the very beginning, and it's an evolution. If you watch a lot of these firewood channels, you can see how they start and how they grow. Reinvest. I've never been in debt with anything as far as this firewood thing goes. I have to make the money to purchase what I want before I spend it. So this is the next step for me, bundling firewood. And as soon as I get this thing up and going, I'm hoping it can up my production and maybe expand my bundle sales a little bit. But we'll see where that takes us. You're going to see where that takes us if you're watching the channel.
Oh yeah, I'll be following along to that for sure. Got living the dream. Good night, guys. Enjoyed. Thanks. Well, thanks.
Have a good night, LTD. Good to see you here.
Ozark, showing my age. Atari 2600 was his last video game system.
Pitfall.
That was a good one. I was never lucky enough to have an Atari.
So funny story about the Atari. I think I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I asked for the Atari 2600 for Christmas one year. And that was when the Nintendo first came out. And I didn't know anything about the Nintendo. None of my friends had it yet. And when I got up Christmas morning, Santa Claus had brought me a Nintendo. And I was not happy. I was not happy. I wanted an Atari. But it turns out it worked out okay because I had the latest, greatest thing.
Yeah. I remember when I had a friend get the Sega Genesis. Oh, yeah. I wanted one so bad. It was new and different, right?
Yeah.
Ricky Heron. Good night, Andrew, Kev, and Brad. Hopefully to make it to Bunyan. Well, hopefully to see you there, Ricky.
Yeah.
Hit me up. You got I don't know if you have my number, but Instagram or whatever, shoot me a message. We'll meet up for sure. Or I'll be at the Easton Made booth at some point. I think I'll swing around there. Probably set up a time, whatever. Work with Jeremy and Andrew and set up a time to hang out there for a bit, I think. Brad, we need to find a place for the East Coast Firewood Frenzy between me, you, Scheib, Woodruff. We should be able to do something.
Well, I've got a place for it. I know where we can have it, but it's in Maryland, and I don't know if that's too far south for what we want to do on the East Coast. But the fire department that I belong to since I was 16 years old, we've got a good piece of property and a pavilion and a lot of parking. And these frenzies are not so much like a Paul Bunyan show. More of a meet and greet and kind of get together, socialize, have something to eat, have something to drink. And the Midwest Firewood Frenzy is a little far for a lot of us to go. So I think we could get something going here. If we want to do it in Maryland, I planned on talking to y'all about this at the Paul Bunyan show. But I've got a location here right near where I live. If we want to make it happen, we can probably do it for next year.
You guys just let me know what day it is, and I'll be there.
Oh, you going to commit to that, Andrew?
Oh, I will, 100%. As long as there's nothing going on, I'll be there.
Oh, that would be awesome. The first year for things are normally just kind of getting your feet wet. So, I think
we're going all in.
A lot of the East Coast guys, I know there's a whole lot of us from, New York all the way down to the North Carolina, South Carolina area that would definitely be interested in doing something like that. So I can't do it myself, but there's enough of us that I think we can make it happen.
It's pretty interesting. Every time, I don't know if Henry's still doing it, but for years and years, every time I sold a machine, I put another pin on the map on Google Maps. Like I know where every machine was, who it was, and what they had or whatever. So if somebody calls, people go give Buddy a call. He's got one.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was really neat because after a couple of years, you could see where all the firewood guys were in the country.
Yeah.
and honestly, it's kind of neat. Like if you actually look at the population of the United States, it follows the exact population.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, they're right. There's absolutely nothing in the middle. There's got to be like 1,000 miles there where there's absolutely nothing going on.
They call that the flyover states.
I would believe that because there ain't nobody there.
The flyover states. That's funny.
It's pretty neat though, because honestly, and like the middle of the middle of the country, there's I probably count on both my hands how many sputters are in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ted was saying, pretty sure Nick, Pixel TV, and Buchan are going to have a booth as well, and I'm almost positive of that. I'm not sure.
Buchan said he was going to have a booth there. I haven't been talking to him for the last couple of months, but
I want to say he's up in the 300s, like up in the grandstand, behind the grandstands.
Right. I think you're right.
As well as the grandstands. I can't bring up the picture unless I can do it on my phone. Eastern Loggers. That's where I'm going. Eastern Loggers. So they'll have a booth there. They're like 300 and around that, right behind the booth. They will be doing a giveaway for a, I call them the Hasselhoff chainsaw, a 372 Holtz saw with a bar and chain. They'll be doing whatever $5 tickets, put it in. And they'll do the draw Saturday at 4:30. I think they're going to do the draw for that for the chainsaw. So if you guys are walking around and you want to win a chainsaw, go to the Eastern Loggers booth and check them out. And someone donated that to them. Eastern Loggers, for those who don't know, was started. Vernon runs it right now, Vernon Miller. And basically, he's a cancer survivor. So he'll do gas cards for loggers that have to travel for their treatments, or injured loggers and their family or a family member, and help them just get to and from the airport, hospitals and their appointments and stuff with gas cards, and they'll send them a calendar and stuff. So all the money goes straight to them. Like there's nothing else. Everything is donated. So we're going to have that giving away, and there may be something else coming up. So it's worth checking out that booth. Means a lot to me. I lost my father to cancer, so I help this booth as well, and being a logger as well. I know Andrew has donated some stuff for this as well. I've had it, held on to it for a while. That will be coming up soon as well for that another big giveaway. So something
What booth was that?
I want to say 300 or 304, but it's Eastern Loggers.
I think they're normally under the grandstands, are they not, Kev?
Yeah, they're either they were saying behind the grandstands, but usually they were under. Yeah.
I can't remember what was up the other side of the grandstands. I don't know if there was a whole lot up there, but either or, they'd be on that side of the field anyways. So
yeah, if you look at it will come up Eastern Loggers, and they'll have a booth there. There'll be some stuff from other logger YouTubers there. They'll be probably selling as well. Go and check it out. It's worth checking out, and you could win a chainsaw for a few bucks. So
yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah. I'll have more on that. I'll probably be posting stuff on Instagram and maybe do some live stuff on YouTube as well. So I want to make sure I got that out before the end. Cotton Top, Tim is in the house. Bunyan is good logging show, and for sure. And I don't know if you're still around, Tim. Are you going to be at this year's show or not? I know it's a pretty good hike for him.
Where's he?
He is
Mississippi.
I want to say Mississippi. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's south. Cut a lot of pine. Now he's doing kind of his own gig with tree service work stuff. So yeah, doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Garrett, I missed another question. Somebody was asking about when is it time to buy a processor? How many cords of wood? That was right at the very beginning, and I missed that. It's kind of a loaded question.
I've seen people buy processors that do 10 cords of wood a year, and I've seen people buy processors do 10,000. So
yeah,
it's
honestly, it's just an asset. So depending, like if you can afford to buy one, then buy one. It's a piece of equipment, and it's one of those pieces of equipment you're gonna buy that you're not gonna lose money on. Like if you bought a processor today, you're probably gonna sell it for the same what you bought it for 2 or 3 years from now because the price can keep going up. Same as a commercial splitter. Like people that have bought splitters 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, are selling them for more than what they paid for them. And I think you'll likely see that with processors. I think you'll probably see that with firewood equipment in general to stay that way because it's not equipment that it's equipment that holds its value well because it's built heavy. Like most firewood equipment you're gonna buy is built well. So on that note, if you can afford to buy a processor and justify it, then it's worth doing it because at the end of the day you're gonna have the investment back anyways. So
so I feel like based on what your return is, you have to kind of do the math on what you're spending versus what you got coming back in and how long it's going to take you to recoup that cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a numbers game. We got
Let me try and be really quick about this. Give me a second here.
Yeah. Tim, he will not be at Bunyan. Well, that's a bummer, Tim, but I get it. That's a big hike for you to get there. We got Shibe. Woo! All charged up and ready to go.
How's he doing? He's been quiet in the chat here tonight.
Yeah.
If you're doing this based solely off of a payment on the machine and the cost of a full cord of firewood, you got to do about 12 full cord a month.
12 a month.
It doesn't seem like a lot, does it? No. It's not. And it's one of those things that, and like on that note, like that's accounting that after 5 years the processor was nothing, which is certainly not going to be the case.
Yeah,
but It's gonna be 12 cord a year to make the payment on a good chunk of firewood processor.
You say 12 cord a month or 12 cord a year?
A month.
A month, right?
Like full cord.
Yeah.
That's not
A year sounds better though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I guess it depends what you're selling it for.
I was going to question your math there if you were going to say a year.
No, it's about 12 full cord a month to justify it. So you're looking at 150 full cord a year.
Yeah.
So, Garrett, how can we get people selling firewood to raise the prices? 160, 180 a cord all around me. They must not know about 11% inflation and account for their time or premium gas for their saws.
Or they don't know what a cord is.
Yeah, I honestly, and you see this brought up in all the groups, and people have some, basically, they're going to put themselves in the bottom. So don't even worry about them and keep following your path, not someone else's.
And
don't worry about them raising prices.
And I think that a lot of people that are selling firewood and dirt cheap like that, they're probably only going to be around a couple years, if that.
Yeah, and don't worry about following the leader. Be the leader.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And that's a really difficult thing in business too. I find for just about anybody is putting their prices up, and it's got to make sense. That's the biggest thing. If it doesn't make dollars and cents, and it believe me, then the next guy's having the same issue. So you may as well put your price up, and he'll follow you.
Yeah, Andy says he's still got people around him selling face cord for $40.
Oh, gosh, I wouldn't even do it for that.
You wouldn't even. There'd be no money in that at all. You don't even want to be turning money over.
No, that is crazy. Now I just lost my spot here. All right. See what I was talking about, Brad? You see how that happens?
Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah.
And Daniel here, or I don't watch others here around me. If you have a good product, those that know it will pay a decent price for it.
Absolutely.
And word of mouth.
So firewood prices vary so drastically around the country. It's crazy. Like when you get on these Facebook groups and talk to people on YouTube and you see what people are getting for firewood, it can go from crazy low to crazy high. But I feel like if you establish yourself, like the first year that I sold firewood, I kind of gauged the market and put myself near the low end of the market just so I could establish a customer base and let people know that I had a quality product and I had a quality service. I mean, like Andrew says, you're not just selling a product, you're selling the quality and you're selling the service. So once you establish that and people know that you have a good quality product and a good quality of service, they're willing to pay for that.
Yeah, exactly. Eugene, any major league player makes more than any person in our armed services. Oh, ridiculous. But yes, a wormhole. We shouldn't go down. I thought this was going with the firewood, but yeah, that's a big wormhole we're getting down.
That's a big wormhole. We just crawled out of that one.
Yeah. Daniel, 100%. I have so many people selling greenwood still, which is why I completely sell out during the winter.
Yep.
Jared, people are delivering wood for $60 a face near me and $2 a bundle. Yeah, that's
Well, they're definitely not putting food on the table at that price. There's not even any point in them doing it. It's just the sake of them doing.
They're just playing a game.
And people selling that cheap, you might as well buy the wood from them and resell
you might as well buy all their wood because you're not going to produce it for that.
I'm not sure. I've thought about that before, and I've looked at that, people selling firewood dirt cheap, and I thought, I could buy their wood and resell it. But then I would be sacrificing the quality of my product resell what they're making, all different lengths, selling stuff 12 inches to 20 inches. And, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. We always had one guy we custom processed for. He'd cut 14-inch. All his wood was 14-inch. So it'd be a short 16 or a long 12.
16
Right.
And that's just how he would sell, right? Then he could kind of sell to everyone.
Yeah.
Ted, I'm so grateful that the Woodhound community is respectful and courteous. It's quite refreshing. Thanks, crew. Well, cheers, Ted.
Ted's a good guy, man.
Yep.
Ted's a great guy.
I hope I get to see you at the show again this year and you make it down. So, been a while. Ted, we need to build it up. Find a place to have it is the toughest part. I guess that's the Woodhound, East Coast Woodhound.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to do it, at the spot that I have. If somebody else has an idea, I'm all in to help out however I can. So I just want to make it happen.
I'm sure between all of us, we could probably push that pretty easily. I would think.
Well, you've kind of put your hand out, willing to help. So.
I do anything for you guys.
Yeah. If we can find a spot, I'm going to make sure you're there.
Massachusetts, bring on the frenzy. We're definitely in Easton Made Strong.
There is a lot of Easton Made stuff from Massachusetts. There's a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian's up in Massachusetts, so that's even, a lot further north in the Maryland, Pennsylvania area, New York area. I mean, hey, Massachusetts is a lot closer than Wisconsin. So if you got an area up there that we can utilize as a venue, we'll be on that too, Brian.
Yeah. Stan says Nuts 319 set up that chainsaw giveaway. 100% Stan, and thanks for reminding me on this. If anybody else wants to know more about this, Nuts 319 is his channel name. Pete is his name, and he'll have more on there. My channel as well. So sorry, I forgot to mention that. And he is the one doing majority of the work, and he'll do that draw that Andrew has some stuff in and some other people. But yeah, it's going to be good. Ted, Vernon's booth, great crew at the Eastern Loggers. They are 100%. And really, the show when you walk around, there's so many great people there, and all the booths, like people were awesome there.
It's a really good show. It's a community thing, right? Like
yes. Yep, 100% Stan. Nuts 319, great channel. That's right. If you want to see a guy logging, cutting trees and stuff, he knows his stuff and great guy to watch. And Ted says last year Easton Loggers was outside behind the grandstand. So I'm guessing they are again this year then, yeah.
That would make sense then.
2019 they were underneath and it was like smoking hot in there.
Oh, it was really warm 2019.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was really warm. And it's funny because I've done that show where you're really, really hot. Then I've done that show the first year I went down there with the splitters. It must have rained a foot that weekend. I was covered in mud right from head to toe every single day, and it poured rain. It was so cold. It was miserable. I had a great weekend, but it was rainy, wet, and muddy.
Yeah,
that's miserable.
Yeah, I know I think they got rain on the Thursday night and they were throwing chip down everywhere to get all that mud dried up, which worked. And then it got smoking hot. I think it's 2 years have been down there and it's been hot both times. Been crazy.
They do a really good job out there though, too. Like the Ohio Forestry Association, they're a great bunch of people. They really are fantastic. They put on a good professional show, and they're great from an exhibitor standpoint and great from a spectator standpoint too. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm excited. This is gonna be my first time, but I'm excited to go this year.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's a good show.
Yeah, they do the the sauce when they're doing all the saw competitions. Oh, like the stock saws and the pro stock saws. They're doing the chainsaw races.
And ported saws.
Yeah, whatever they cut. They have that all set up in front of the grandstands there, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like seeing those hot saws run is pretty cool to see. They're impressive.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a work saw and a race saw, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shive's back. He let his phone die.
Yeah, that's why it was so
we won't tell him what he missed either.
We got WD-30s in the house. How's everyone tonight? Hello, Skidder Kev, Easton Maid, and the man of the hour, Brad.
WD in the house. That's a good guy right there. Well, I'm glad you're here, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for coming around.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Joseph, his logging is basically lot clearing for new homes. Hey, it all counts.
That works. We have all kinds of people that do that. Lots of people that do that.
I saw a pretty interesting ad. I'll send the picture over to you, Andrew, about that. He's up your way. Halfway. It's pretty funny. Brad says he's going to keep raising prices every year till I don't sell out before Halloween.
What's up, Brad? Hey, yeah, I think you should because I raised my prices this year, as you know, and I think I was at $240 a cord last year, and I'm at $300 this year, and I'm all but sold out. I think I got 2 cord left that are not ordered and spoken for.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, I doubled my production this year from last year, so I guess I'm going to have to try to do more next year, but I feel like as much as I can make, I can sell.
So would you, in your spot there, are you able to bring in like log truck loads?
Yeah.
Like, would you ever consider that?
I did bring in 1 log truck load last year.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well because it was mostly dead ash from Pennsylvania, just over the line that came in. But if I could process more, I would bring in more. But it's just
I've got a really nice piece of equipment for that.
I know you do. I see it on Skidder's channel all the time. That 48C can handle a lot of stuff. But you have to make it and sell it before you can afford to purchase it. That's the problem.
Don't worry about that. Banks got lots.
Yeah. That's what banks are for.
Right.
We got WD. Can't thank Mr. Andrew Easton and part of his staff for the follows.
Thank you.
Eugene, I get $325 a cord and people like that. I'm slightly higher, but I sell mixed hardwood and I have excellent customer service and delivery.
Yep. I think Eugene, you're right on the money. I'm at 300 and I think I'm selling quickly at 325. I think I could still sell it based on my product, my service, and what I offer.
Yeah. Garrett, I just need business cards for handing out to campers and customers. I've already been to 10 different campgrounds. I have a ton of repeat customers, over 40, all delivered. And you bring up a great point because whenever I go to a customer, even if it's a regular customer and they ask for a card because they lost it, I'll usually give them 2 or 3, 4, so they can pass them out, right? That's how it'll go. Oh, here, this is the guy. Those cards just keep getting spread out. Business cards are cheap.
Yeah, and you would think that in today's society, in this generation with technology, that business cards would kind of be a thing of the past, but people still use business cards. So if you don't have them, I think you should get them, because if you hand somebody one, and I tell you what I do is when I hand out business cards, I give them a regular business card, and I also have one on a magnet. You can buy those magnets.
Oh, I love the magnet ones.
Yeah, they put those on the refrigerator, and when it comes time for firewood, they know where to go to get your number.
Yeah,
it's funny. I'm just looking at my fridge right now and looking at all the firewood magnets on
it.
Yeah. Like we've had customers, like long-term customers, sell their house and move, leaving a note on the fridge with the boss's card stuck there, you'll need firewood. This is the guy you use.
Yes. Yep. So it's the same thing. My wife is a realtor, so she does the same thing with people who have propane. They got to know who their propane company is. You know, if they've got natural gas, they got to know who their natural gas company is. And if they're burning firewood, they got to know who their firewood guy is. So
you got an in. That's good. But you're so right. Like, it's the same thing. Real estate, our chimney sweep that who does my bosses, he gives them like almost a sleeve of cards, and that he passes them all out. And he can tell that good wood from the soot in the chimneys, right?
Right.
Yeah, you guys are selling good wood. I can tell in the chimneys of your customers. He's like, I'll give your cards out. You can't get any better recommendation than that.
Yeah, word of mouth is definitely the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that, if you get really big like you guys are, I mean, obviously word of mouth is, you guys are nationwide, worldwide, whatever, but word of mouth around here is all the advertising I've had to do. I mean, every year it's going to grow, and I can sell as much as I can make right now. So I really don't need to do much advertising.
When I first started, I literally drove around the country with brochures and business cards and stapled them to the wood piles.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's
cool.
I
absolutely did that. I went like anywhere, like all over the country. If there was a wood pile out in the open somewhere, I stapled needs to be a brochure right in the wood pile.
and see, that's the work ethic that we need right there. That's a prime example.
That used to be like our Sunday afternoon thing to do. I don't know if I got it. I did get one sale out of it for sure. There's one guy up the road here that he actually bought one. It took him a couple of years, but he bought one.
Yep.
Stan asked me, Kev, are you competing in any of the machine competitions? I don't know if they're having any.
No, I don't think it was Sawmill and Woodlot that was doing that.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, Sawmill and Woodlot is no longer.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's who did all the firewood shootout and Sawmill shootout was Sawmill and Woodlot. I don't think they're doing. I don't think they're publishing anymore. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of that. I don't know. Did they do like that little skid steer rodeo too? Was that all part of their thing?
I don't know. I can't remember what 2019. I think I must have done that shootout in 2019 because I know there were some winners in there. So
I have the videos of that.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I don't, because it was the firewood shootout and then the sawmill shootout, but you skipped every year.
They skipped every year, yes. They'd have the sawmill shootout one year and they'd have the firewood shootout the next year.
And then they'd have like the knuckle boom competition, which I will not be doing because I can't run a knuckle boom. Well, I can probably, but not well enough to stack logs on end.
I was at a show one time and they had, it's either Parco wrote about. It was one of the loader manufacturers, and they had like an open competition for. I can't remember what you had to do. You had to move blocks around to certain squares on a board or something, which I thought was really cool. It'd be all kinds of guys that'd be able to hop in the loader and run it, right? So I always thought that was really cool, fun show to watch. Was that?
Yeah, it's neat.
They have the whole schedule online, I think, of what's going on.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't see any. I don't know if I saw the loader competition or not. I was just looking for the firewood or sawmill, but none of that.
No,
I guess I kind of forgot about it.
It was all Sawmill and Woodlot that put that on, and I said I don't think they're in business anymore. So
I don't.
Maybe retired. I don't know.
Wow. How come I can't think of his name? Dave? Wasn't Dave doing it all? He worked for.
Dave did a lot of the writing for then. Walter. Oh, geez. I think he's a Polish guy. If I could pronounce his last name, I would.
Dave's usually on here. Sometimes he
Andrew
stops
Jeffrey?
in.
Something like that. Yeah, Dave normally on here. I haven't seen Dave come up yet tonight.
Well, if he hears it, he'll. I'm going running down to the bottom to see if he says anything, but he hasn't yet.
I haven't seen him come up here. He's a really nice guy, though, too.
Yeah.
Dave's a super great guy. Good writer.
I'm gonna guess he'll be at this year's show. I should email him to see if he'll be there.
Oh, I'm sure Dave will be there. I think he does a lot of freelancing now. I don't know who he's doing it all for.
I think he's still doing Norwood. I think Norwood Sawmills, I think. Isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work for Norwood. Yeah, I know that for sure.
We got Dan's House of Smoking Outdoors. Hello, guys. How's it going, Dan?
What's happening, Dan?
Thanks for coming out, Dan.
Yeah. Shibe. He's at 360 a cord, but I don't deliver.
360 a cord. That's pretty good. I didn't realize he was doing bulk cordwood. I knew he had the bundles and the smaller racks, but I didn't realize he was doing cordwood. That's awesome.
Shibe, you never know what Shibe's up to.
I had a Miller Lite the other day, and I was thinking about him.
That's funny.
I was at the golf course, and they had a. They had Coors Light or Miller Lite. So I had a Miller Lite, and I thought of Shibe. I thought this one's for Shibe right here.
That was on the spring water cart, right?
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes.
The kids' cart.
Yeah.
No, I give Shibe credit because he knows he can't do this. So
I don't like that stuff at all.
He sticks to what he can handle, and I respect him for that.
I'm the exact same way.
If you want him streaking, maybe give him some of that.
That's exactly it. I can't do rye at all. No.
Hey, funny story. So I do my live stream the last Thursday of every month, and I had him here in the garage one night for a live stream, and everybody knows that he can't handle the dark liquor. So we filled his glass up with twisted tea, and we poured it into one of these Glencairn glasses, and we made everybody think he was drinking dark liquor. And they were scared for me that night.
That's funny.
That's a good one. I'm just getting through some of this. Well, Savage Firewood. So, Brad, when are you going to purchase an Easton made?
As soon as I can afford it. Believe me, I want one. It's just a matter of putting the money aside over time and processing enough to have the income to be able to afford it. But it's definitely if I, like I said earlier, if I upgrade, that's what it's going to be. Without a doubt. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah. Good splitters.
Yeah.
WD-30. Anybody have a tailgate magnet or know where to get one? I'm going to guess Goggle will be your friend on that. I'd Google where to get them or get them made. I'm guessing he's thinking a big one.
I think
I
Joe.
I haven't seen like a magnetic sign on a truck in a long time.
That's what we got on the side of our truck.
Really?
Yep, they're magnets.
So when you hook the trailer up, you probably put it on, and when you don't have the trailer hooked up, you take it off.
Yeah, I forget where. I don't know where she got them.
I tell you, I think Joe Barney, his guy Backspin Graphics that he uses, could probably hook you up.
I would think almost any local sign shop would be able to do them for you. I would think.
Yeah. Have you had any problem with them blowing off? No.
No, we've never taken them on. Like they've just stayed on there. We didn't bother. It's just insurance and business reasons why you gotta have your name on it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I want to say that was that Vista Print. I think that's who made them, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, I'm sure Vistaprint would have a magnetic sign. I'm sure Like any local sign shop will have the stuff in stock to do it, like literally in a day, I would think.
But it's basic. It's like just the company name and the town. That's it. There's no graphics, nothing. James says, Andrew, I found the Fox in Toronto. I'll take you there next time you're down the Big Smoke.
I don't know. You're gonna have a hard time competing with the old Fox wings, I gotta say.
Oh, excuse me. You know what I'm missing? I'm missing Jersey Joe's pizza.
Jersey Joe's pizza is pretty good, yeah. You know, I had really good pizza a Friday night. Me and the wife had pizza from the big city of Balderson.
Oh yes,
there's a place in Balderson here that does I don't know what they do. They kind of like a tea room thing, but they take orders for Friday evenings for pizza. It's homemade pizza. Fuck, was it ever good? It was delicious, wonderful stuff. And then like Balderson's a small. Like Balderson has 10 houses in 15 houses maybe in Balderson.
That's a small town. Wow, Hamlet.
Yeah, well, you would have had to drive through it to get here, and you probably didn't notice it. So
no, I didn't. Did not. Brad asked, do you sell old oak locust loads for more? I found that some customers really like old oak loads.
Yeah, so I sell mostly mixed hardwoods. I always include oak in the mixed loads, but if somebody asks for specifically oak, yes, I do charge a little bit more. Oak takes longer to dry. It takes up more space in the yard for a longer period of time. But I feel like no matter what wood you're cutting and splitting, it all takes the same amount of work. So on the contrast, on the other side of that, just because you're cutting and splitting poplar, or you're cutting and splitting, a wood that will dry and season quicker, I don't think you should sell that for less, because it's the same amount of work, no matter what wood you're cutting and splitting.
Yep, I agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, customers are not so much, they think they're paying for the firewood, but they're paying for the work and the labor that goes into making it firewood, plus the quality and the service that you're providing.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. This one's for you, Andrew.
White Claws. I don't even know if I could drink another. That thing was disgusting.
Dude, you have to watch that Cobra Kai bit of drinking White Claws in the bar.
Oh, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could drink another one. I like that sparkling water or whatever it is, or tonic, or I can't do it. I don't think I can do it. I don't.
Don't do it.
That's my wife's.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting wild tonight.
Things are starting to get out of hand.
White Claw coming out. Look out.
You said this at the beginning, but lead times on an Ultra now, which would be any splitter, I'm guessing.
We're telling guys 12 to 14 months. You're going to see it a lot sooner than that.
Yeah. Everybody's, Office Depot, Backspin Graphics, Vistaprint.
Yeah, I use Vistaprint for all my bundle labels, the labels that I put into my firewood bundles.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't even have thought that.
The more quantity you order, the cheaper it is.
Yeah. Brad Andrew says it's 12 quarters per month. You can own the Cadillac of firewood processors.
A firewood processor
really
is not
a
even
piece of cake.
a firewood processor is not on my radar, but a 1222 is I'm salivating at the mouth over that one.
Sometimes things can come into that radar real fast, though.
Yeah.
Hardworking man. I charge a premium for all oak. I'll be getting smoker wood ready to go as well, and that will be sold at a higher price as well. Yeah.
So I get some orders for smoker wood as well. I don't get much apple, but I get some hickory and cherry, and I actually have a delivery next week for some hickory and cherry. So yeah, I split that a little smaller for the smoker guys, and I get a little bit more premium for that.
And James brings up a good point. The more you also have more capital tied up in wood sitting in the yard. That's true too.
Yeah, it's taking up space and it's taking up time.
And Daniel, oak and Madrona, I charge more. I've never even heard of that. Not oak, but the Madrona.
I've never heard of that either. Oak's a hardwood, but Madrona's a softwood. Daniel's out on the West Coast, I think, and he deals with a lot of softwood. So I don't know what Madrona is.
Yeah, I don't know. James, what's the highest hour Easton made splitter you've seen?
Honestly, it'd be really, really hard to say. I would think there'd be a lot of them out there that are 3,000-4,000 hours. Honestly,
yeah.
We have lots of guys that run them every single day, like all day. They don't shut them off.
Crazy.
So like it'd be really interesting to find out. But like a lot of the times when you're talking to somebody, you don't normally ask, like, depending on the situation, you wouldn't normally ask them how many hours are on, really. But
no, you don't do hour meters.
That run them like literally every single day.
Yeah, a lot of hours on a machine. Keep on going.
Yeah.
This is a question for all. What are your thoughts on producing smoker, wood chips, etc.? I've started with cherry and apple. I can't comment on that. We don't do any of that.
I don't know enough about that to help you out on that one, Brad. I really don't know.
So I would say that Joe at Ohio Woodburner would be the place to go to check that out, because he recently started doing that, and he's chipping splits up and bagging them for wood chips and selling them as smoker chips. And I think he's probably doing pretty well with that. I think it's a premium price you can get, but it's going to take up time. So
yeah,
you have to weigh that out.
That's exactly who I was going to suggest to go see, because he just did a video on that, or not just, but within the last month, I think he did one of doing that. But Ozark, he's out for the night. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming out.
Ted, he's out. Thanks for stopping by, Ted. And hopefully I see you at the show. You better be there.
Good night, Ted. I hope you're there.
I think maybe we should call tonight. I think we're good for 2 hours. That kind of flew by again.
It did fly by. A lot of good stuff going on tonight.
All right, everyone. I appreciate everyone coming out. For myself, Skidder Kev. We got in the middle Brad from Firewood in the Furnace, and Andrew from Easton Made Wood Splitters. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.